Hi everyone, welcome to Touchline Gossip. Hello Maven, hello Oluwaseun.
Hi everyone, it's good to be here again. Thanks for being with us all the time.
Hi everyone, it's nice to be here. After taking a 1 week off.
Yes, people have bought Premiership, Champions League with money, and some people have tried doing the same, but it's not working. And maybe we have to do some technical analysis to write a thesis about Chelsea. You like the rhymes, yeah? But yeah, Chelsea is not working, even with the money. £1 billion. That's some countries' GDP, but still they can't perform. Oluwaseun, what's happening?
All right, thank you so much for bringing this up. And I think that the problem most times when people talk about 1 billion, I mean it sounds like a big money. It's actually a big money, but when you look at it, I don't think it reflects in the quality of the squad. Currently, Petrovic is the number one goalkeeper for Chelsea. Does that reflect 1 billion? Currently, Nicolas Jackson is the number 9 for Chelsea. Does that reflect 1 billion? So those are the kind of issues, especially when you have this American style of management, where I don't know, maybe they are trying to make profit, which is not bad. But when the football side of the investment, when I mean the football side, when I mean in terms of results, when it is not prioritized, this is kind of situation you find yourself. Then secondly, when you look at the problem, that Chelsea has encountered throughout the season, this problem has been obvious even to all neutral fans, that are objective enough. The problem has been this inability to convert, good scoring chances. Yesterday, when Chelsea played Man City, Nicolas Jackson, that I mentioned earlier, had about 3 different opportunities to put Chelsea ahead, but that didn't happen. Clear-cut chances, and it's not a problem of creativity, but a problem of that inability of getting the ball at the back of the net, and I think only Palmer has been able to get that going for him this season. Yeah.
1-0. And for me, it was just a disappointing game. Like, Maven, what did you think?
Well, first of all, the game, I was expecting a lot of action. And I guess someone like Jackson made it boring for me because the goals should have started pouring in earlier on. But then I mentioned earlier in one of our previous editions that I don't understand Jackson. Once in a while, you see this flash of brilliance, and then he goes off for another series of games. I don't know where to really place him, whether he's totally a bad player or he's a good one, or he's just lucky on some days. So, and I think part of the problem with Chelsea, I want to say something about what Oluwaseun said, is that it is part of the problem when a team is going through their down moments. One of the problems is that sometimes money may not be enough. And the thing is that these players have a view of what they want their career to look like. And I must say that at this point, Chelsea does not command that same level of interest that players used to have in them, say around 10 years ago. So it's part of the problem. So they have to spend more money to attract less quality players. Do you get what I'm saying now? So if I know that a team is not going to the Champions League and I'm a top player, it will take either a lot of money, like extremely huge amounts of money, to bring me in, or even at that, some players don't want to still come. So Chelsea spending £1 billion is because they are trying to attract the top talents, and even at that, they are still not getting the ones they would have really wanted, if all things being equal. So I think it's part of the problem that the coach is also facing. Some of the players don't really believe, they don't have that mentality that could win that kind of game yesterday, and I think it's what worked against them, because normally Chelsea should have ended that game in the first half, I believe. like, or maybe even if there will be a fight back from City, it will be like from 2 goals down. Then maybe City trying to come up, but you could see. And then I saw this thing on social media where people are bashing Noni Madueke for laughing immediately after the match, while a player like Thiago Silva was crying because he knows what they just lost. So difference in mentality. I want to win all cups or all finals or all matches available, compared to some other players that just came into easy money. You know, it shows a lot of difference in what used to be obtainable in Chelsea before. But then Manchester City are also coming from the painful loss against Madrid, and I think they weren't willing to lose 2 games in a row. And I think part of that is what happened and helped them to also win. In all, I would have wanted Chelsea to win. But on the other hand, I don't want Chelsea to beat Manchester United. I would prefer City. So either way, I'm a neutral fan just enjoying the game. So, yeah.
For me, right, I'm thinking it's not just about the players, but the people in the recruiting center.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
they did a very, very bad job, like very bad job. I understand you wanted to get young players and you signed long contracts with them, but there should be a middle point where you buy experienced players and young players to combine them together. It's just like Kwanzaa and Van Dijk. You see, anytime Kwanzaa is playing, an experienced player must be there in the back line or beside him to teach him, tell him how to stay and things like that. You can't expect a Thiago Silva of 40 years old to do the same thing. So you can't just bring in players who don't have experience in Premiership and place them together in the whole of back four and you expect miracle. It doesn't work. So I think the recruiting team did Chelsea a disservice and probably should be sacked or something, fired.
Temi, I don't know if I can add to that. You know, like I said, you know, if you look at the 1 billion, I believe it's inflated. It's an inflated figure, you know, but let's stick with 1 billion. Because if you look at, like, for example, someone of Enzo's quality, Enzo is very good, no doubt about that. But I don't think someone like that should command 105 million pounds or whatever they bought him. So a lot of times, I won't say a lot of times, but I would say many of the players that came in were overpriced. You know, someone like Caicedo should not go for more than 50 million. You know, if we are being sincere, I'm not saying Caicedo is not good. You know, I'm not saying Caicedo is not good. Caicedo is good. You know, someone like you know, people might look at maybe age and the fact that maybe he has a contract with Brighton and they are trying to make money because Chelsea is desperate. You know, look at the amount they bought Mudryk at as well. You know, those are the kind of things that actually, you know, at that point when they bought Mudryk only had 9 goals in 3 years of active football. You know, those are the kind of issues, you know, and 6 of those goals came maybe in that particular season when they signed him. So those are the kind of issues, you know, when your recruitment is based on just the business side and it's not based on the footballing side. When I mean the business side, when you look at the way, you know, an American franchise run, they are trying to make as much money from the young players, and that's why they prioritize buying young players so that they can have a resale value later. But I don't think you can even sell Mudryk for that amount of money later. You know, at the end of the day, it's not even working. You know, because you cannot see the quality of these guys on the pitch. Yeah.
Well, let me chip in. Sorry, I think it goes back to what you said. You mentioned it briefly that it's due to the desperation that Chelsea has, and these people can smell it from a mile away. Imagine if it was the old Chelsea. I mean, the Chelsea that had Lampard, Drogba, and all that, and then they want to buy a person like Caicedo. First of all, he knows he's not getting into the first team right away. And if he truly wants to play for Chelsea, he will be willing to do anything to come, which means that he might tell his agent, please don't go above this price and things like that. So, or imagine if Caicedo Chelsea just shows some kind of interest in Caicedo. But at the same time, let's say a person like Declan Rice, a person like McAllister, a person like maybe Endo, or let me say top players are also saying, oh, my dream is to play for Chelsea. Automatically, Caicedo does not want to do too much, to ask for too much before coming to Chelsea. So I think it's just because of the position Chelsea is in. That is why these players can come and make such demands, and then they are not even working for that money, in my opinion. And it's
yeah, sorry. Just to add to that, so that I'm not misinterpreted. So it's not just a Chelsea problem. Declan Rice is very good, no doubt. But does Declan Rice, if you look at it, does he worth £100 million?
No.
The transfer market currently is highly inflated, and that's why you see these small sides, they try to milk the big sides as much as they could. In the past, Chelsea spent so much on players. I'm not so that it doesn't look like it is just the American owner that is trying to buy players, at a high price. Chelsea has been doing that for a while. They get quality players, they buy them for a higher price. There was a time they bought Sean Wright-Phillips from Man City for £24 million, and people shouted that this amount is too much, and it was too much then. When you look at the transfer market, the pricing at that point in time. So someone like Darwin Núñez, look at the amount of money that was splashed on him. I can go on and on, mentioning different players. So the market is highly inflated, and but Chelsea has just been unfortunate to get the wrong set of. Maybe I won't say maybe the wrong set of players, but the players that have not been able to fit into the vision of the manager.
Find their reading.
Yeah.
Then does that bring us to the point where we say the coach is inexperienced handling young sides?
I mean, some people will say that he has had successes, managing young sides. That he tried that with Tottenham Hotspur at some point. Blending. I think it was during his time that he introduced Kane. I stand to be corrected. It was during his time he introduced Kane into the Spurs side, and currently Kane is he's an heavyweight right now. If I can use that adjective to qualify him. People will say that he has been successful using young blood, but I don't think that has been happening for Chelsea so far. He has his blame, and at the same time, the players also have themselves to blame for so many of the poor results we got this season.
Yeah, we can say that. And to the other wonderful team, Manchester United, from 3 goals up. Oh no! I'm short of words. Maven, what is wrong with Manchester United? Really?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with it.
You are speechless.
I am speechless. I guess that sometimes Ten Hag gets home and he looks in the mirror like, what exactly is going on here? Because, honestly, I don't know. Because Manchester United cannot defend 3 goals. That says a lot. It is a major fracture in their team history that against a team like Coventry, you went 3 goals up. It's a different thing if it was, Manchester United scores 1, Coventry equalizes, then maybe they score again, back and forth. But like going 3 goals up, how sloppy, how inefficient a team has to be that a team, a non-premiership side, has to believe enough that we can come back against this team. And it is not, when I say it's a major fracture, it is not something that started today. These teams, the small sides, they observe the big sides. If they see a small side that has excelled against a big side, they go to watch. Is it a one-off event? They see that 2 or 3 small sides have excelled against a big side. Then they begin to look at the pattern and they believe that they can do it too. I think that's what gave Coventry that kind of belief. Because I would have expected that they would have given up. As at 78th minute, it was still to believe that I can come back 20 minutes to the end of a match is either you have a champion mentality. Let's say maybe you are like prime Manchester City, prime Madrid, or you just know that this team I'm playing with, they have the ability to crack under pressure. And I think it's the latter. So that is what happened. It shows that this team does not really respect Manchester United at all. And it shows that Pep was not joking when he said respect Coventry City. So I guess it is just everything lies at the table of Manchester United. How they did it, I don't know how they did it, that they lost 3 goals and almost lost the match. If not for the disallowed goal and the fact that I guess Coventry were not prepared for penalties, actually, with the way they played. So everything rests on Manchester United, the mentality, the belief that the players have in their ability to go ahead. And the funny thing about soccer is that now that they have qualified, they might go on to win the cup. And it will be a bragging right for them, but it doesn't show the true state of the team. So that is why when people narrow everything down to trophies only, and I know trophies are very important, speaking as an Arsenal fan that has not won EPL for 20 years. So I'm not trying to give an excuse for Arsenal. I'm just saying that if Manchester United goes ahead to win this cup, it should still call for introspection for them, not something to go to town to celebrate about. So that's just it.
I actually want them to win so that they can keep Eric Ten Hag.
You know, we are together on that. We are standing on Eric Ten Hag's mandate. Yeah.
Because there's this illusion that comes from winning trophies, especially when your team is playing so bad. I think Manchester United act that at some point. This guy won, what's his name again? Louis van Gaal. He won the FA Cup and they sacked him after the FA Cup win. So that was not enough for them. And hopefully the Manchester United hierarchy will not do the right thing. They will keep Eric Ten Hag. That's the problem.
It's the Glazers and Sir Ratcliffe. So I trust them to keep the status quo. I'm really hoping they do because I need them to remain the same. Yeah.
Arsenal. Are they back or they're just fumbling?
back. I don't know if back is the right word. Maybe just continuing what they've been working on over time. 2 goals against Wolves, decent result, and after the loss to Bayern, I think it's only good for the fans to have a win to celebrate, at least to keep the hopes of the Premier League alive and to remove the fans' mind from the loss to Bayern. Eventually, personally, I see people call us Progress FC, but honestly, I have to be factual when I say progress. The Arsenal of how many years ago lost 10-2 on aggregate. That was a very woeful one. So if we have to lose by just 1 goal this time around, I think there's something Arteta is doing, even though I'm still also skeptical of his ability to not crack. I was telling a friend that I think what Arteta did to Arsenal is to move the pressure month from February to April. For 3 consecutive seasons, April is the month that Arsenal cracks. So I think he just shifted it forward, and it's more painful because now you are near the goal. So for me, it's really painful, and I'm hoping that we will finish the rest of April with our winning ways. I still don't like Kiwior. He almost cost us a goal, which could have changed the results because it would have meant that Wolves are scored first, and it could have changed everything about the game. I still don't trust him in his position. Our first leg against Bayern, that was why he had to be removed. He can't really stand a fast winger, in my opinion. And thank God for someone like Trossard, who is very instinctive in front of goal, and Odegaard providing leadership also. Anyway, we are still in contention for the league. We are hoping that City will slip up, and maybe we'll have our first league in decades. Yeah.
Oluwaseun, Arsenal.
Yeah. I think I agree with Maven that there's been a bit of progress. I think using a bit is even too conservative. Arsenal has made a lot of progress in the last couple of seasons, and we can actually, link it back to what Arteta is doing when we look at the tactical side of the game. But I take exemption to what Tolu said about Bayern Munich to, because if you look at this Bayern side is one of the worst sides in the last 10 years. When you look at Bayern, in terms of quality wise, they are currently 12 points, in second place to Bayer Leverkusen. So they have been very woeful all season long. I didn't even, I don't know if you saw one of my social media tweets. I expected Arsenal to actually beat them, because I there was nothing too I'm trying to look for the right word. There's nothing too special, that's the word, about this current Bayern side, and I think Arsenal will learn from that. They lost by 1-0. Whether you lose by 5-0 or 1-0, you are out of the competition. And that's what people should actually focus on. I'm not of this opinion where people try to, it's just 1-0. It's not 5-0. It could have been 5-0. You are out of the competition. And that outcome, is there, whether it's 5-0 or 1-0. I mean, that might play a part when you're talking about, goal aggregate, or when you're talking about league games where good difference makes a lot of difference. But at this point in time, whether Arsenal lost 2-0 on that day, or they lost 5-0 on that day, or it's just 1-0 that they actually lost, they are out of the competition. And hopefully, maybe Arsenal will turn up again next season and, correct the mistakes they made this year. And when you look at it at the link front, I think Arsenal are still in contention, because they're, apart from the game they lost against Aston Villa, they were able to, bounce back to beat Wolves City. If they can keep on the momentum, if they can get the results against Chelsea, which I believe they are going to do at Emirates, I don't think Chelsea is going to be able to even get a draw in that game. Then that Spurs game is going to be the banana peel for every of the three sides gunning for the title. I think Liverpool still has to play Spurs, if I'm not mistaken. Man City is going to still play Spurs. But if Arsenal can play very well against Spurs, then Arsenal also has one banana peel that they are not focusing on, and that is Manchester United. Manchester United and teams like that, they are always there to be the spoiler. So if you are not careful, they might get a drop, which might be significant in the title run. Yeah.
And to the other title contender, Liverpool, they went to Craven Cottage where they've not won in some time, and they did it 3-1. And Jota is back. I think that guy is one of the guys that Liverpool has missed sincerely. He offers something different up front, and you could see that. We saw that in the game against Fulham, and 3-1. Maven, are you happy?
I can't be. Why should I be? What's my motivation for being happy for Liverpool? I can only be happy for Liverpool if you are playing Chelsea or Manchester United and we are not competing together for the league. That's the only way I can be happy for Liverpool. Anyway, awesome game for Liverpool, honestly. The players up front were phenomenal today. And the goal from Trent, awesome free kick. It was, I think, maybe, can we assume that Trent is fully back to that free kick baller that we used to know him to be? And, Gravenberch getting his first goal, and, everybody up front contributed their quota. And I agree with you that Jota was awesome today. I am not surprised that Arsenal is showing some interest in him. If we can grab the league this season, maybe we can actually land the guy. And there is someone that I respect his playing style so much. On the other side, I think Fulham failed in the hands of two Nigerians, Iwobi and Bassi. Both of them gave goals away. Okay, Bassi's own did not end up in a goal, but Iwobi's own ended up in a goal. And overall, they caved into Liverpool's pressure. Liverpool is showing that they are not going to give up on the league. And even though technically they are in the third place, they are tied on points with Arsenal. So, meaning that I'm saying third place, assuming that Manchester City is going to win their game anyway. So let's see how it goes. They are still in contention, even though I wish they can just drop out. So awesome game overall. Yeah.
Oluwaseun.
Yeah, I mean, like
Now
you said,
it's going down to the wires, and each game is a need win. Well, we're going to discuss more about the games coming up in the weekend later, the midweek, I mean, later. But what are you thinking about the title race?
it's too early to call right now. But if Man City can be consistent, Man City just need to win the next couple of games. But the problem with situations like this, especially when the other teams that are in contention of the title have played their own games ahead of you, and you're trying to play outstanding games. People used to feel like outstanding games are guaranteed games. No, they are not. It can swing in any direction, and that's why personally, if I'm in the title race, I prefer to play my game alongside the other title contender. Hopefully Man City will not crack under pressure. Personally, I don't mind Man City or Liverpool in the league. The only team I don't want to win the league is Arsenal, and I just want to keep peppering them with the fact that they've gone over 20 years without winning the league. Yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of their fanboys, are very loud on social media, and I don't think they are going to allow us to enjoy ourselves on social media.
Okay, for me to give put in a rejoinder to that, because it's surprising that Chelsea fans will say Arsenal fans are loud, because they used to bear that title easily over time. Chelsea fans are the noisemakers that we used to know, and honestly, I think Arsenal's noise on social media is a response to the fact that people banter Arsenal sometimes needlessly. For instance, the kind of microscopic focus on Saka's performances. Some of them are not needed. Some of them are just outrightly brutal on a 22-year-old. And honestly, Arsenal deserves to toot their own on too. So I think it's a response to people calling us out. And not winning the league for 20 years is not something that has not been done before. We know teams that have not won it for 50 years before. In fact, among the top teams in England, Arsenal has the shortest time frame that they've not won the league in the past. So let's not dig down into that history, but football didn't start in 2004. So yeah, we are coming back, and we are going to win the league. We are going to win the league in our lifetime. We will win it.
And we are coming back, but right now we have to go. Before that, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, please. Comment, like the video, share it, and let's keep the platform going. Maven, Oluwaseun, thank you.
Thank you for having us
for today. See you
so
guys
much.
again soon. Keep the gossip going, and we see. Don't forget, subscribe. Hit it now. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.